Good evening. I'm assuming it's good evening. Anyway, welcome to Garblag Games. This evening is chaos because it's been so long since I've done this, I've forgotten who even gets tied up. I've left my own volume on YouTube so I can hear myself in my head, which makes a refreshing change from hearing other people in my head. But we're good to go, and we're going to play some Otherscape. Otherscape is brilliant. Love it. Lots of fun. Currently about to start a Kickstarter for Cairo and the internet books, which is going to be fantastic. Lots of fun. But we are going to go for baseline Otherscape. We're going to do character creation today, go through how that works. And we're also going to do some city creation because let's do the whole thing. Why not? I wrote a setting, then I lost the setting, then I found the setting again. But we're going to do city creation and character creation and team creation. And with me, I have three willing victims / experimental guinea pigs / elite cyberpunk tombs ready to throw themselves into the fray and sacrifice their body out the altar of noise. Rah. They are. Da, 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 da.
Hey everybody, it's me, Aaron. It's been a while since I've been on Garblag since we kind of got shut down on Wednesdays for a while because the world, rebelled. But I'm able to carve out some time for this amazing game. I cannot wait to play Otherscape. I am super stoked for that. I'm a big cyberpunk fan, and I think this game has taken the ideas and concepts were kind of started in Shadowrun, and they've really made it amazing. So I'm excited to be here, excited to be part of the team.
Gosh, I don't think I can match that energy.
Well, it's lunchtime here for me.
Yeah,
Match the energy. Be a straight man. It's fine.
Say, what? No, you've met me.
Mm.
I could try that. I could try role playing. No, I can't. No, that's not going to happen. Hello, and yes, and good afternoon, good morning, and good lunchtime for whoever we are. I'm Aldun. I will be not going to tell you what I'm going to be playing yet, because that's going to spoil all the fun. I am also looking forward to cyberpunk shenanigans.
I mean, that said, it does say on the overlay what your character is called.
Does it say?
There may be a tiny clue in there.
But we all came up with the names. We've got names totally down pat.
Yeah. That's a large amount of the character generation I've done. I think I do have some notes. There were a lot of cocktails involved.
Can I just introduce me so I don't feel left out?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I'm Rob, and I'm also here.
Yay! That's what we like to hear. So, three lovely peoples all ready to get cyberpunked up for some Otherscape. So Otherscape is the brainchild of the wonderful people at Son of Oak Games, the same people who brought us City of Mist and are in the process of bringing us Legend in the Mist, their folksy fantasy setting, which I'm kind of champing at the bit to get my hands on the paper version of, because I need to read it in paper first. I know it's not very cyberpunk of me to say, but I find it really hard to work from PDFs first time around. Give me the book and then the PDFs. PDFs are for reference. However, that said, on this day of days, we're going to start with some fun character creation. And in order to do that, we are going to look at the three aspects of Otherscape character creation. Starting off with looking at, we'll do the characters first. I know we were supposed to do other stuff first, but I know we've already talked about some characters. So we start off with some theme books and some concepts. There are three types of theme book available in Otherscape: self, mythos, and noise. And this touches on what Aaron was saying about how it took some of the ideas that started in Shadowrun, which is mixing supernatural shenanigans with cyberpunk shenanigans, to create some kind of mecha spiritual super shenanigan. And in Otherscape, the three aspects of your character represent different things. So you begin play with 4 personal theme books, at least one of which has to be from one of the other 2 brackets compared to your main. So you could start off with 3 self-theme books and 1 mythos, or 3 self and 1 noise. Any combo of 4 from self, mythos, and noise. Self is your humanness, your connections, who you know, what training you've got, what makes you a person. Mythos is your connection to the mythic world beyond. And noise is your cyberpunk, high-tech, digital world stuff. The premise in Otherscape is that the world got so busy, so loud, so noisy that the old gods kind of crept back in through the cracks and are now existing alongside, next to, behind, and around technology and people. The people have been crammed into smaller and smaller spaces, surrounded by more and more tech and more data. And that as a result, the pushback has come from this spiritual remnants of the old world creeping back in. So I'm going to go to Aaron first. Aaron, what are you thinking concept-wise?
So I'm thinking concept-wise, character name's going to be Johnny Geist, and he was a hacker. He was basically raised in cyberspace, and while he was deep in perhaps the old web, on a private domain, he came across an AI, an AGI, who had somehow became a gestalt with a mythoid spirit. And the original AGI had run a casino. So it was an odds maker and a bettor and a gambler. And it basically went to Johnny and he said, Johnny, I'm going to teach you some things. I'm going to train you to be an augmented reality gamer. And you're going to get out there because there's other of these isolated AIs and they've got this big game going on between them. And that's just all about the points. And so he's this augmented reality gamer, hacker, with some deep ties to the mythology.
Nice. Loving the sound of it. Lots to play with there. Alden, what are you feeling?
Oh, hello. My character concept is in no way as beautiful or as rounded as Aaron's. We shouldn't let Aaron go first. He
No,
makes
you're
the rest
right.
of us look bad. Bear with a sword. It's what I had written on a very small card.
I mean, frankly, bear with a sword just opens up so many things, doesn't it? Though.
And I have significantly run with that. So there's there's a certain amount of mythos. I'm trying to remember if there's any noise. There's certainly some mythos and some self in there.
Yeah, there doesn't have to be mythos. It is totally okay to just have 2.
I think it's 2, but when we get into the different bits and bobs, I'll be able to figure that out again.
Yeah, we'll talk character cards and stuff like that in a sec. And
Yeah.
Rob, what are you a doctor of?
Science and things. Yeah, he's more so the sort of the overall arch is a necromancer, I suppose. That's he is. He's got certain issues and things around him, but yeah, the overall to mirror Alden's bear with a sword at that level, yeah, he's.
I mean, you find me a necromancer who doesn't have issues, and
absolutely, it sort of comes with the trade, yeah. So he's he's a geneticist, is his sort of grown-up day job background. But yeah, he's the actual archetype is called an Egyptian lector priest. And lector is, I just checked just 5 minutes ago, lector means a reader.
Yes, from the same word root as lectern and lecture.
It is. I'll have words in their endings for 100, please, Bob.
But not lecture. That's a difference.
No, that's different.
That's actually the other part of the character.
That's the other part, yeah. I mean, that would work as a self theme. It's not a good self theme, but it would work as one. So this is one of the great things about the system, is that you can build almost anything into a theme.
Yeah, sorry, I've got one of everything. So I'm a Nexus character, really, aren't I?
Yes. All right. So next steps in character creation then is to look at some theme books. And you get, as I say, 4 theme books, at least one of which has to be from a different bracket to the others. I think everybody's already picked out some that they want to go with. So we're kind of speed running character creation a little bit here.
Would like to take Hero Sword for 10, please.
Hero's Sword. What does Hero's Sword do for you then?
It's a big sword for the hero bear.
Makes sense. What bracket does it fall under?
That is Mythos. It is Artifact.
Hero Sword, Artifact. Lovely. Artifact is one of the 4 theme books from Mythos. It is a thing out of legend. So when you get a thing out of legend, such as the Hero's Sword, scrolling to Mythos, Vroom, this is where PDFs are good. Artifact, concept, Hero's Sword. What powers does it possess?
Is that the extra tags?
And this would be where the tags come in.
Okay,
Yes,
good. It cuts through barriers.
Okay,
Nothing.
so when you come across a barrier, you can use the cut through barriers tag to add one to your roll.
Yes. And it is wreathed in, and it says I can choose type of energy. So I've chosen elastic potential energy for 20.
Elastic potential.
Mm.
All right, I'll take it. I'm thinking.
It's gonna be hilarious.
Mm. I've taught physics to up to the age of 16, so I can make that work.
Yeah, I knew you could handle it. So.
Yeah.
You're screwed.
What's its weakness tag?
Weakness is easy to provoke.
Yes, I suppose if your weapon is a big sword for a bear, you're probably going to see a lot of your solutions as things that can be resolved with a big bear with a sword.
Yes, I have basically chosen many low-hanging fruits of role-playing.
All right, so we got a Mythos, Hero Sword. What else are you going for? Have you got any self themes?
I have a self theme to continue with the bareness of an impressive physique.
Nice. What are your tags on your impressive physique?
So impressive physique, which is self. We're going for brute strength, gold medal winner.
And your weakness tag?
And the weakness tag is easily bruised ego.
I like it.
Matches nicely with easy to provoke.
Do you have any noise tags, or are you just self and Mythos?
I have a noise. I have an exoskeleton. I feel
Is
like
it
there's
bear-shaped?
It is bear-shaped. Yes, that's where the bear comes in. I'm kind of thinking the helmet is kind of bearness. In fact, it might even just be a big furry bear outfit.
Are you playing a cross between 2 characters from Tekken 2?
I've never played Tekken 2, so
That's
I
all right.
can't answer that question.
I'd like to point out that Lupercal has said Alden is a barbarian.
Hey.
Bravo, sir. Today you win the internet.
Yep.
Well done. You get to take it home in a box.
Yep. 5 XP for Lupercal.
Yes, so
You cash them in at the Garblag shop.
some sort of bear exoskeleton. I haven't decided whether it's all shiny and chrome, whether it's something more like a... Depends where we're going to be setting this.
Well, it's a noise theme, so it should really be shiny and chrome,
Okay,
ideally.
shiny and chrome. If it was going to be Tokyo, I was going to make it like samurai armor.
That would be cool too. I'm not going to do Tokyo because there is a whole Tokyo theme book, and that involves loads more reading.
So wherever we end up,
yeah, we're totally going to wing this.
Locally derivative, cultural appropriation is what we call that.
Yeah.
Tags for the exoskeleton, so big exosuit, are large and in charge, and run very fast.
Interesting choice.
No,
and its weakness is
like the old saying: "You don't have to run faster than the bear." Oh no, you do! Ha!
Also, it does mean that we can have someone exit stage left.
Pursued by a bear.
Pursued by a bear.
Indeed.
Well,
The
bravo.
weakness, and I'm sorry to everyone else who's playing, weakness is squishy allies.
That ties in very well with one that Rob has already mentioned. So that's good. I like. Nice. And so you've got one of each, which makes you something of a nexus. And then what's your fourth theme?
The
gonna be?
last and final one is Warrior's Instinct, which is mythos.
Ooh.
So now I can't find. It was there. Somewhere else. One of the mythos theme books. It is in there. Honest. Promise.
That might be looking at the mythos theme books. Come on, PDF, keep up. Not a companion.
Exposure.
Esoterica? Exposure. Yes, of course.
Let me note that down just for we need to find that again. And tags are Battlefield Heroics, Call upon Honored Warrior Spirits. Don't know what that's going to look like.
I mean, it could be the good go version of ancient forces of evil. Transform this decayed form.
Yeah, something along those lines. And the weakness is showing irreverence.
In that you do it, or that other people do it to you,
I think that,
or both. To be fair, because it's a weakness tag, it
yeah,
applies
could
whenever
be-
I can
could be
think it
both.
works.
Yes, yes. But as I said earlier, low-hanging role-playing fruit for me, really.
Low-hanging fruit can sometimes be just as much fun as
Oh,
those fancy little top-tier ones.
Tasty, tasty low-hanging fruit for me.
Nice. I am here for it.
So there we
And
go.
does this fully realized, detailed, in-depth character have a particularly clever name? Is he called like Bjornsson or?
He's called Bernardovich.
Excellent. Of course he is.
Warrior of the Steppes, who encountered a heroic sword buried in the frozen tundra, and now fights for whatever's in the way.
I'm here for it.
I'd like it to
Sweet.
be, sorry, can I just have it as Warrior of Some Steps? So just like, so, you know, a step, like an escalator nearby. Or
Yeah.
Some steps, yes. STEPS, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you spell steps?
A warrior of Steps, and you're a big
Yes.
fan of 90s pop group Steps.
S Club more so, but
Oh, don't start, because I have to put up with that at work now. 5 o'clock, it's S Club party time. Like, please make it end.
so many drugs, so little time.
Indeedy do. Okay. There are many and plethora other options of theme books available to all and sundry available. Let's find out what Rob has gone for.
Yeah, where do you want me to start? At the top. So
Wherever you like.
So he chose there's compulsory ones. So the first one is corpse animation.
Corpse animation. That sounds like a good guy thing.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's a mythos theme.
It's is it hold on.
Oh, it
sorry.
could be a noise theme, in fairness.
I think it's
because you could do it with nanotechnology. You don't have to do it with magic.
No, it's purple. It's mythos.
It's purple. That's mythos.
Bring your friends.
So without wishing to get us cancelled, the corpse that I've animated is my mother.
That sounds healthy.
And as I go through the kit here, other things will be explained. It's not going to be awful. It's very respectful. He loves his mother greatly.
Well, you must do that. Otherwise, you wouldn't have gone to all the time and trouble of resurrecting her dead body.
At least you understand. And he'd like her to bring her back because that he's like I said, a geneticist. And the next tag on that corpse animation of corpse animation is forensic medicine, which ties into the whole trying to bring her back thing, and moments where I can just be Quincy. So that's fun.
eating in the autopsy lab, that kind of thing.
Absolutely. And the third one is feign death, which he uses when people bore him. Oh, and just dies.
Just sit down and just die.
It's very good at parties.
It is. It's really handy. It gets you out of the bill or rep doing buying the round. So that's
I know you're my roundophobic.
The weakness amongst that theme is, and I chose because I just can't. I want to leave you to figure it out. Mangled bodies.
Mangled bodies.
I just don't know what to do with that.
Squishy allies, mangled bodies. There's no way this is going to end badly.
I can
No,
see
not at all.
see how this follows up now. And so then his sort of drive from that is I must perform rites to honor the spirit of the corpse I'm animating. So I must say thank you to Mum. Which segues nicely into the next theme kit, which is tragic loss.
The self theme, right?
Yeah, it is red. Red for self. So that's tragic loss, which is his mother. Then the other two tags to go with this are found family and family secrets. These guys are my family, man. It's just like family to me. So that's them. And then the weakness in tragic loss is literally haunted by a ghost. So Zinnian is haunted by the ghost of his mother whilst having her corpse animated.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Frankly, I'm disturbed at how much I understand this character.
great.
I think
great.
this
I
probably
thought you
says
would.
more about me than it does about you.
And yeah, so she's always sort of like doing that Life of Brian mother thing, like, you're not the Messiah, you're a rubbish necromancer, and that kind of thing in his ear. And that leads me to the third.
I mean, do you want to move to the Isle of Wight and come and sign up for some of the workshops that I do? Because it sounds like you're having some problems.
No, look, Rob, the player, his parents were great. They were lovely, very balanced childhood. This guy, a lot less. So the third theme that I chose was that I had to choose was self-healing. And next to that is a he has a genetics laboratory or laboratory, however you want to say it. And he also has something called accelerated regen gel.
So is this a noise theme?
I don't remember.
Must be if
Self-healing is
you've got accelerated regen and genetics labs, and
Hold on, it's
if you're doing tech
243.
healing,
Oh, it's turquoise. Is that noise? Yeah,
that's
it's noise,
noise.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's noise. And that accelerated regen gel specifically works very well on bears.
Convenient.
Oh,
and
excellent.
Then the last one, the optional one that he chose was Forbidden Cult. And the sub thingies there were access to occult tomes. And I went with Herb Garden because who doesn't love a nice herb garden
Oh.
when
They
you're
could
out
be
of...
manifest in the form of hydroponics as well, since you've got the lab going on. Is that a self or a mythos?
Forbidden Cult. Oh, sorry, let me just go to the page where I written it.
Kind of see it being either.
198. That is red, so it's self.
That is self.
And then the weakness in that is rival cult. And the drive or the identity in that is trusting the creed. And that is
Rival cult.
all.
What GM doesn't like it when a player says, "Oh, I've got a rival cult"?
Again, the fruit isn't high hanging here,
Nope.
but you know.
I am here for it. All right. So we got a bear with a sword. We got a necromancer geneticist. What's the build on our online gambler, Aaron?
So I did a little. I'm doing a little bit of this, a little column A, a little column B. So I've selected 2 of the existing theme books, and then I answered questions for 2 and created my own theme books for 2 others. So the ones
Somebody did the reading.
I did the read.
Well,
I
we
mean,
knew who it would be, though, right?
I
Was
love
it
these
Aaron?
books.
Did Aaron do the reading?
I know it's insane, isn't it? Me digging into a game and reading it and obsessing over it because
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. That doesn't sound like anything I
I
would.
blame myself entirely. If I'd been here last week, he might have stuck with the normal rules.
No, I had this concept.
No, he wouldn't.
As soon as I got the PDFs, I was already thinking. But
Yeah.
but I have to admit, I was not originally planning on ever playing a hacker. My original ideas were all much more heavily mythos based. But after the party started to form up, this seemed like a pretty cool idea.
I mean, we got a barbarian, we've got a wizard. We kind of needed a rogue, didn't we? Really?
Gotta have somebody, yeah. So my first one is a Mythoi exposure. It's from the book, and it's "Speak with Machines" is the major tag on it. And then the two tags under it I've got is programming, overriding voice, and lull them to shut down. So the ability to technomancer stuff, just communicating directly with the machines. The weakness is signal jamming. So if somebody's trying to jam my ability to interface with them, that weakness tag will come into play. And then my ritual is I must report routinely to the AGI spirit that manages my AR gaming portfolio. So this is when he drops back into that private casino domain and has to basically, run his success sheet with this AI to see where he needs to step up his game. The second one that I actually picked from the book is a noise cyberspace theme book, and that is AR Gamer, so augmented reality gamer. And this goes back to his core concept. And the two tags I picked under that are cross reality combat, so he can fight both in augmented reality and the meat space simultaneously, or even virtual reality.
I do like that one.
Yeah, that's a nice one. And the complement, the defensive complement, cross reality force shields. So he's got a little bit of defense to him. And his weakness is public stats. He's always in his AR vision. He's always watching his public stats. He's looking for, is he getting upticks? Is he identifying objectives? So that can distract
follow account
sometimes. Yeah, exactly. It's like follow and like.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
D. And his for this, his itch is he's got to score the highest. So when he's out, and he's always in augmented reality. He's always using augmented reality overlays. He's always in the game, basically. And then I created two. One
Would this mean that you're going to be going around like smashing up every trash can you see just in case there's a turkey in it?
Could be. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see how mad he gets. I don't know. One I created is a self-expertise, and it's called Cyberspace Cowboy, because I love William Gibson and I love his Sprawl trilogy. And if you don't have a cyberspace cowboy as a hacker, what are you doing, really? And the two questions I asked, the two tags that I derived from them are hacking savant and create fake identities. So being able to hack in and create these fake identities.
I am Agent Bear. Here is my ID.
Yeah, here's my virtual ID.
I'm not Bear. I'm just a very large otter.
And his weakness is he has no trust in authority. So for a cyberspace cowboy, that kind of made sense to me.
Definitely.
And then his identity is I have to be the best in the game. He's got to be the best hacker out there. And then finally, I did a second noise edge, and it's AI controlled nanite tattoos. So he's got these tattoo sleeves that go down to the backs of his hands, and it's actually nanites. And the tags I took for this one were create weapons out of the nanites, hacking assist from the nanites, and I did the optional, since I was using the theme book and answering questions. I answered a third question and took a second weakness to get protective of me. So I get a little bit extra defense on that. And my weakness tags are unsettling appearance, because the AI controlled nanites will have these just horrific or bizarre or strange patterns come up. The tattoo's constantly changing. And if the AI that controls them's irritated with me, it makes me look like an idiot or terrifying. So, and then the second one is AI's independent actions is the second weakness. Sometimes the AI wants to do something and I want to do something else, and we get into a conflict.
That's good.
And then my my itch is from the AI nanite is we always have to force change.
Yes, yes, here for it. That makes sense. All right, collaboration time. We need a crew concept. So your crew concept is a shared theme book that everybody can get access to. You can use the bits from. Fleshing it out around shared goals, things that brought you together, why you work together, whether you have a backer, where you meet, what resources you have, and stuff like that. So we're very, very different people, presumably with quite different goals. What is the thing that would have brought these three very different people together? What would everybody gain from having the other two around? Or do you want to go with a backer as a concept who is telling you to work together, and then you've got that wonderful rivalry thing?
That's not a bad idea.
We are completely disparate types, though.
Yeah, we are.
I mean, think we could be, I mean, possibly first cousins or something. That's a bit of a stretch, but
that would be a bit of a stretch. But I'm thinking Aaron's AGI might very well have an interest in your work for Dr. Simeon, because if you can bring back the dead, then maybe you could provide bodies for abstract concepts.
What's an AGI?
Advanced General Intelligence. It's a true AI.
Like a culture mind.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, right. Now I want to work for that guy. He sounds fab.
If I might offer that we have connections between one and one other, and then we have the backer that is the AGI. So given Dr. Simeon has healing gel that works particularly well on bears, that suggests that Battle Bear has already encountered Dr. Always and made use of their services.
Yes.
So when Dr. Simeon Always is approached by the AGI and its agent Johnny Geist, if muscle is needed, he knows where to find muscle.
Yes, I know a bear that could suit this situation perfectly.
Equally, do you think that Bernardovich might occasionally participate in the odd underground fight?
That does not sound like Bernardovich at all.
No, not at all.
Oh, fight, you say? Why underground?
Because that's where all the best fights are.
Oh, okay, in that case, yes.
Is this where the mangled bodies comes in?
How many did you want this evening?
But it also then gives a reason for why the AGI would have your stats on record. Like, you're not playing the game, but anytime game players have come up against you, they've been flattened because you're a bear with a sword.
What can I say?
And Johnny would then be like looking at you and going, "Nah, man, I'm not fighting that guy. I'll Fafford and Grey Mouser with him, but I'm not fighting that guy."
Gold medal judo winner here. Why? Why no one want to fight?
So we got backer AGI, we've got underground fighting ring, and we've got what's it called? The underground research, illegal research, something there.
Is this something that Johnny gambles on then?
Johnny does not gamble himself. He's a purist gamer. So he's in it to get the sponsorships, get the likes, get
I
his
understand.
points up. It's the AGI that is basically training him, that is the gambler,
I see.
for want of a better word. Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, and he'll play any AR game, any augmented reality game that's out there, whether it's a combat game, hide and seek, AR driving game, whatever it is. He'll put whatever overlay on and go for it.
All right. So we're looking at having a backer, which is the AGI that's kind of nudging us in the right direction, funding us, providing us with resources, because it's a statistician and has gone bear wins fights. Doctor has some interesting cutting edge research stuff that might be worth investigating. And this kid is my number one player. All right, so we need to pick a couple of power tags then. And we've got a couple of choices. Who are you as a crew? Where do you meet, work, rest, or prep for action? What activity have you learned to do well together? Who is guiding, backing, or assisting you? How do you get around? What environments or situations are you most comfortable in? What special sources of information do you have? What sort of reputation or name have you made? How do you help, assist, or support one another? Or what kind of special gear, resource, or power is at your disposal?
May I ask what page these are on? Then,
this is on
options.
155.
Thank you. Oh. And then do we have options?
There are some option theme kits as well. So there's all around fixers, elite specialists, community protectors,
definitely elite.
Found family.
Probably more like found family, but like to think we're the elite.
In fairness, elite specialists is pretty good. There's another one you might like, source hunting privateers. Yeah, kind of a soldiers of fortune, bit of an A team kind of thing. Or we can mix and match a couple of those bits together.
Yeah, there's always something to be said for all around fixers, because that's kind of like what you're saying. That's like
yeah.
That's the kitchen sink of it all. They do a little bit of anything.
I think that sort of is a sensible option.
That sounds like us.
Yeah.
And I'd very much like a nondescript sedan.
With neon, obviously, and with like big
Not-
bear claws on the side.
To the Bearmobile. Stop calling it that. We haven't agreed on branding.
It's definitely bear, though, isn't it? I mean, what, we're going to call it Dead Mum-mobile?
Mama's hearse.
Well,
I like that. Actually, that's good. Maybe that one.
If it was good enough for Ghostbusters, it's good enough for us.
Fact.
But we're
All
not
right.
busting ghosts.
So we need a couple of power tags that fit in there.
So a couple of power tags of all-around fixers.
Yeah, or you could try picking one or more from elsewhere if you want.
But now you've said Ghostbusters, there's identifying supernatural intrusions.
Who are you going to call? Identify as a supernatural intrusion.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Legally distinct.
So we know the sedan is on the table for Rob.
I just loved that. No, I just loved the two sort of words together. I'd like my sedan as nondescript as possible, please.
What color is it? Beige.
Yeah.
With wood paneling.
It's a countryman, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, problem solvers is kind of generic and anodyne. Shall we just say what options we've got?
Well, I mean, you could pick one tag each and it still works very well that way, doesn't it? It gives us three tags. So we've got a nondescript sedan if you want, Rob. We can have identifying supernatural intrusions for Alden if that's what you want to do.
Go on, let's go.
Yeah. I will take the nondescript sedan.
So, Aaron.
I think an exclusive fixer only VR domain makes sense for the hacker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
That way, if I've got to harness you guys up and take us into VR, we've got a safe place to start from.
We're not going in there. That's
No,
mental.
this is the way they get around it with this game. A lot of cyberpunk games have the issue where you've got that one character who can go into cyberspace and you just park the other players and like, screw you guys, we'll be back in 4 hours after we do
Yeah.
this run in cyberspace. Not Otherscape. Otherscape is like, we need to take the meat shield and the evil wizard with us into cyberspace. So you harness them up and then you adjust the VR overlay so that they can handle what's happening in cyberspace using their meat space skills and abilities.
Well, get there.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
You've got to defeat the Black Ice program, set the freaking bear on it.
none of it is
That's right.
hungry. You said meat too many times.
I love the way you picked some of the longest worded ones for me to write down. Appreciate that.
That was deliberate. Oh, but
What
what's
weakness
up?
tag do we want?
I'm overly curious. Just feels like the whole Scooby-Doo phenomenon.
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, sure.
You sure?
Excellent.
Yeah, man. I don't want to be argumentative because that would just get boring.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I will not go there. Yes, you will. No, yes, no.
Deny everything.
Yeah.
Did you eat sandwich from fridge?
Nope.
Nope. There
I
is
did
no
not.
fridge. What?
We
This
live in a
fridge is a
VR
lie.
domain. What are you talking about? Alrighty, so we got our theme kit. We've got our individual kits. We've got a squad of all-around fixers who do stuff for this AGI, who's some shady bet fixing games master kind of thing. It's voice activated. Is it wrong that I want it to be called Alexa?
Yes.
Yes.
Everyone at home, I apologize if your device just activated. Okay, so we got our squad. We know what our squad is like. Kind of jobs we're going to do, they're going to be a bit variable. They're going to be all-rounder jobs because we've got a little bit of everything. We don't have specialists at hand. We have well, we got specialists, but we've got not a specialist group. We've got a generalist group. Let's think about the city then. Because, yeah, this wouldn't work so well with the Atlantic idea that I had, so it doesn't matter. We'll do a different one. Let us then generate a mega city. Mega city generator. If you're following along at home, this is page 160 in the textbook.
One between two.
Yeah. Start with an empty map. That was easy. Look at us with our empty map. We have no map.
I am so empty.
That's a pretty accurate description of our style, really, isn't it? Start with an empty map. Okay, that was easy. Carve it into districts. All right, that's done. You want about 12 districts.
That is many districts.
Name each of the districts. All 12.
1,
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, district.
Three.
Yeah, thank you.
No, we're not Hunger Games in this. Name each
Uno,
district tentatively, but that
dos,
can include such
tres.
things as Chinatown, downtown, the rough side of the tracks, things like that. Yeah, vibes.
Mhm.
Are there
I
any
mean-
particular kinds of environs that you wish to explore?
Well, there has to be an undercity. Does that count as a district?
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Yeah. Augmented reality is pervasive. Pretty much everybody has access.
Overlays.
Yep.
You know, people are able to block people IRL.
Mhm.
You know, when you look at someone that you've got blocked, there's just a grey figure there. So you don't
So
bump into them.
Ignore.
Yep. Just have this
How about-
mental image of like Dr. Zimian having most people blocked, or he's got his security settings set to friends only or friends of friends.
Yeah.
So most people in the city are these grey blobs to him.
No, no, it's more fun. What I have is I have meat and salad setting.
Oh, man.
It
Could have
scans,
small
looks over them, and it decides whether they're going to be meat or salad.
Yes.
meat. In some of the districts, like the Corpo district or the government district or the Hammersham Heights, or you could have small spy drones that are prolific in the air, keeping track of everyone and their movements. So you've got that kind of
I mean, we can extend that citywide. But one of the
Yeah,
reasons
feel that-
crime is so pervasive is because we don't have a police force to speak of. We have rapid response units and then spy drones that are everywhere.
yeah, I like it.
So unless they decide to investigate crime, it's going to be rife. They can see what's going on everywhere, but what they choose to react to is not necessarily the same thing.
Maybe the police force literally does not exist. Maybe the corporations force the government to do away with the police, and they just have their own private security forces, and they choose to investigate whichever or whatever crimes they want to.
Yeah.
So
balkanized police networks of individual corporate landlords.
you attack a Zaibatsu salaryman, you're going to get a drop ship on you.
Yeah.
And anything else?
Oh well.
Mm.
What's our take on nanotechnology? Because I know Dr. Zimian's got some nanotechnology because you've got your nanogel. Do we want nanotechnology to be something that is used or something that is banned or very fringy that most people wouldn't have access to?
I think cutting edge is
Yeah.
how it's put here. That's reasonable.
Yeah, because I mean, I've got
It's,
nanites too.
yeah,
I've got the
Johnny's
nanite
got his-
tattoos.
That's
yeah,
true.
about to say.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
maybe not.
So it's not
Not
illegal, but it's not illegal because there aren't actually laws around
Right.
for it yet because
It's
it's
just
still
not that
too
common.
new.
It's expensive. If you can afford it, it's legal.
Yeah. There's actually a guy who does drug research, and the drugs that he uses and takes, none of them are illegal because whenever they catch up to him and make one illegal, he goes and invents a new one.
That's using your noodle.
Yep. What is the role of cyberspace in people's lives?
Keeping score.
Like actual virtual reality, I would say is probably, mainly focused on, corporations have their own isolated domains. The government system has its own isolated domain, and like the open areas for the public are maybe sparse, other than like the silver malls and the university setting.
I like what
Maybe
Alden
there's-
said there about keeping score as well.
Yeah.
Maybe the AR thing is just so ubiquitous that there's almost social capital in having a high score.
Absolutely.
That's a nice
Okay.
touch.
And that whole idea is all driven from that gambling section. They've been pushing it for maybe a decade or 2 decades. Now it's just part of
So
it.
this city is a little bit like an evolution of Vegas, Reno, kind of thing.
Sort of your Casablanca idea. It's like no laws apply really here unless they're being pushed by somebody who's strong enough to enforce them.
Good call. There we go. Otherscape Casablanca.
Which
So
we
we are.
won't do after doing.
It's North Africa. It's fine.
Yeah, you could walk from Russia to North Africa.
Yes, it was interesting journey.
Life does not amount to hill of beans.
There were no bins. There were many hills. No bins.
All right,
So many
terrible
hills.
events, catastrophes, viruses, corporate warfare.
Yep.
Yeah, all of them.
All of them. Nice.
Yeah, I think, maybe like at one point the government was actually a truly functioning government, but the corporations managed to bribe enough politicians to get some laws put in place that basically stole all the government's power. And now it's just a destabilized power base with no real welfare net for anyone. It's just dog eat dog.
Well, Aaron, you sound like you're talking about something you're becoming familiar with. It sounds
No,
personal.
I
too.
mean, nowhere in
Absolutely
the
true.
world is turning into a horrifying dystopian corporate oligarchy at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Sorry, my bad.
But hey, we're driving it home for everybody. That's for sure.
Yeah, well done, you.
Oh, Jesus. Don't get me started.
You'd have fun, people. Fun.
Sorry, back on the dead mum. Yep, let's have fun.
Quick, back to the dead mum. Back to the dead mum. Zombie dead mum.
Terrible necromancer. You haven't cleaned your room.
All right.
Sorry
So,
about that.
numbers then. We need to throw numbers at these things. D66 rolls. There.
Ooh, rolling
um,
dice.
What are we throwing numbers at?
We're throwing numbers at what's going on in the districts and which districts it's going. No, we don't have to do that. We can just go through each district rather than randomly doing each district. Let's make it a bit more specific. We're going to develop some future history.
Okay.
Thematic code is 2d6.
Make me move now.
Sub theme is 2d6.
I've got dice. I've got dice.
And development is 1d6.
So if we all roll some dice, we can do the whole thing in one.
Yes. All right. So starting then, you can pick a district. Pick which district you want to roll on. If it doesn't fit in that district, we can always switch it to another one.
I
Rob,
roll
you get
for
to go
the
first.
Necropolis.
Necropolis.
Yeah,
Necropolis.
Necropolis.
The Greek necropolis.
All right,
yeah.
roll 5d6 then.
Oh,
Necro
that's it.
City.
Sorry, I'm just looking for a dice roller. I don't own dice.
What?
I've got
Yeah, I know.
Kraken dice. Ooh, Kraken.
I'm a
dice.
weirdo. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. No, that's a dice roller. D6, 5d6,
Yep,
and a total of
5d6.
16. Do you
No,
want
we
to know
need the individual numbers. Yep, first two
Three.
numbers,
3 and 3.
3 and 3. That would give us mythology weaponized.
Makes sense.
Makes yeah.
Mythology weaponized. Second two numbers.
5 and 2.
Ooh, 5 and 2. Magical crimes.
Magical crimes. Magical crimes.
I fit right in here.
And the last number.
3.
Somebody has
A
stolen
local
my
source drives people to commit crimes of passion or greed.
It's your mum.
Source, is that the capital S? Do you mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
Magic.
Yeah. So like a ley line or something.
It could be a god,
Creature.
an individual, a creature. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Whatever it is, it's getting
intrusion.
people to commit crimes of passion or greed that are connected in some way to the necropolis. So possibly some kind of Egyptian god demanding that money flow into the necropolis district in the form of grave goods.
Oh, yeah.
High stakes museum heists and fun
Yeah.
things like that.
And the British will come back and steal it all back.
All right, Aaron, what district do you want to do?
Let's go with the maze.
All right, 5d6 or 2d6, 2d6, 1d6.
52 for the first.
52 is Tech Noir. Love a good Tech Noir.
Second 2 is a 1 and a 4.
1 and a 4, Brutal Reality.
Makes sense.
And the last number is
A 2.
Yep.
With few opportunities, many turn to crime just to put food on the table.
Makes sense.
Those are the opportunities in the maze.
Yep. Love it. Okay, Alden, we've still got most of the districts to go. Which one do you want to jump on?
I would like to crush government with underneath my paws.
The Old Town.
Yes.
All right.
Roll some die.
Roll some dice. You can do 2, 2, 1, or you can just do all 5 and pick them out 2, 2, 1.
I got a 1 and a 5.
Gangs, cults, and counterculture.
Yep.
And then the next two.
And the
numbers.
next two are 53.
53. Culture Town.
It's the Belgians.
Belgium. Oh, what's the last one?
And the last one is a 4.
A 4. An isolationist cultural group with strict moral codes settles here.
It's the Belgians.
We've got weird fundies living in the old town.
Doesn't that mean they're in charge?
No, because the government's effectively been scrapped.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah.
They've settled there. It doesn't necessarily mean they're in charge. Some of those others are much more about they dominate or they're in prominence. So
That's true.
they are there with their weird waffles and strange chips.
Anti-technology attitude.
We love you, Belgium.
The whole town's riddled with cybernetics and cyber this and cyber that. And the old town is like, no, we don't even have Wi-Fi here.
There's Trappist monks and an array of beers that have to be served in exactly the right glass.
Yeah,
Oh,
with
man.
this much head on them.
Yeah.
Otherwise you get knifed.
All right, Rob, we're back on
Fine.
you and you get a different district.
I'm going to roll 5d6 again. Okay. Do I pick a district?
Pick a district.
Can
One of the
I
ones we
pick
haven't had yet.
Beige Town?
Beige Town, Blandsville. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've rolled 19. So the first two are 6 and 3.
6 and a 3. Wow, transhumanism. Yeah.
Very
Sorry,
beige.
what does that mean exactly?
Fringe tech,
Oh, right.
beyond humanity.
Oh, lovely. Sort of, yeah, that was in Civilization, isn't it? Yeah. 4 and 3.
4 and 3
So
gets
much
us
noise.
so much noise.
Makes sense.
And then number 3.
Number 3, locals abandon their names for usernames or serial numbers.
I think that fits with the whole city concept, really. You dude.
So I read a book many, many years back called Jennifer Government. And it had some brilliant cyberpunk stuff going on in it. Surnames were scrapped and your surname was whoever you worked for. So I'm
Nice.
getting that kind of vibe from that.
Very much so.
The reason Jennifer Government was called Jennifer Government was
She
because she
works
worked for the government.
Yeah.
She had previously been Jennifer Mattel. And the big reveal at the end was that she was this terrifying government headsman, effectively. She would go in and sort out problems. And everybody was really scared. She had this barcode tattoo under her eye. And the big reveal at the end is that she used to be Jennifer Mattel. And it was actually the code for Princess Barbie.
Spoilers.
Well, and it's a good book. Read it. I think it was a good book. It's been a long time.
Available on
Tangle's Game. Tangle's Game is also a good cyberpunk read. That's about social capital and ties in really nicely with what we're doing. Also, it was written by a friend of mine, so you should buy his book.
Check it out.
There we go.
What? Plugs here? No.
Yes.
Yes.
Many plugs. Cyberpunk need plugs.
Aaron, another district.
Let's go New Reno. Let's go the gambling district.
Yeah.
Don't forget the Colosseum. Very important.
44.
44. Sprawling cyberspace.
There we go.
You really should have rolled Snake Eyes for the gambling district.
Well, sprawling cyberspace can still work.
Oh, yeah.
Next two.
32.
32. No biz like cyber showbiz.
Showbiz.
Cool.
Perfect. And your last number, 1 dice.
A 3.
A 3.
Yeah.
The main drag is overcrowded with glitzy AR entertainment and ads. Perfect.
Nice.
Aldoon, we've got Havisham Heights, the business district, the raceway, the university, the industrial district, and the Zocalo/Souk.
I'd like to go raceway, please, Ben.
Roll for the raceway.
Oh,
Do-do-do.
if we're rolling weird dice.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
What is that now? That's 14.
14, cities in ruins.
Nice.
And
What's that, Susie and the Banshees? Your cities lie in dust. Next two numbers.
61.
Ooh, 61. Rampant pollution. Yeah.
So the car exhaust.
Not just your standard pollution, your rampant pollution.
Yeah, it's that pollution that comes off of ramps.
It's all
What's the last one?
Dun, dun, dun. Ah! Bouncing dice. 3.
3. The district is a dump site covered in mountains of trash.
Oh, so that makes sense, doesn't it? Because sort of nobody lives there. It's just a raceway, so people
Yeah.
go fly tipping there.
Also, not everybody
Trashed
survives
cars,
the
yes,
races.
trashed cars, and
True.
Burned out trash car remains.
things that have fallen off the raceway. Yep.
Okay,
Cool, cool, cool.
Rob, do your damage.
5d6. Okay, this is very symmetrical. 5-4.
5-4, Tech Noir. Oh, where do you want it to be?
Let's do it in Thingy Heights, Havisham Heights.
Havisham
Uh,
Heights.
Does Tech Noir work for that?
Tech Noir works everywhere.
Yeah.
Even if
Okay,
it doesn't
so-
fit, we make it fit because that's how
Alright.
we roll.
So 5-4,
Yep.
and then 5-4.
Ooh,
Nice.
social isolation.
Yeah.
That does work, see?
Yeah. And then 5.
And 5.
That all fits. I would say.
Near space chat is dead. Everyone's scared of hackers.
Oh, Havisham Heights sounds fabulous.
The rich live in fear.
Yeah, man.
Number 2 is quite funny.
Number 2 is quite funny. Rumor has it the corpse of Anthro spies walking among us. Yeah, I hope you ain't one of them synths sent to spy on us.
No, I am Bear.
I'm replaying Fallout 4 at the minute.
Yeah.
I played it through and I was like, okay, next time I play this, I'm gonna go for high charisma, high intelligence, and screw the plot. I'm building villages. All right, so we've still got the business district, the university, the industrial area, and the Zocalo/Souk. I've lost track of who's next. Who is next?
I think it's Aaron.
I think it's Aaron. Yeah,
So the corporation district.
business district. Yeah, corporate district.
Business. No, one
First is a 36.
36. Oh, what a surprise. Oligarch corruption.
Well played, sir. Well rolled.
Following on from our oligarchical corruption.
65.
Ooh, 65. War for power in a corporate district.
Madness.
Nice.
Couldn't have faked this if we tried.
Get a
What's the
4.
last number?
Get a 4. God, you know you want to.
I did get a 4. What is it? What's a 4?
Battleground for war between 2 or more corporations.
Fantastic.
No wonder everybody's so distracted all the time. All right, so we've got the university, we've got the industrial zone, and we've got the Zocalo
Undercity. What about Undercity?
and the Undercity. You are correct.
I would like to go
am
Undercity,
incorrect. You would like to
please,
go in
Ben.
Undercity now.
For the 100.
There are a couple that haven't popped up yet. So do you want to roll the Undercity or do you want to go for one of the ones that we haven't had? and then roll in the subsets of that. So we have had Tech Noir, we
Yeah.
have had Oligarch, we've had Transhumanism, we've had the gang culture, we've had Cities in Ruins, we've had mythology weaponized. We haven't had, we've had sprawling cyberspace. We haven't had technological overdrive.
I think I'm going to roll this one because then we've
Okay.
got a few,
Yeah.
and maybe we'll pick from there. But
Yeah.
keep it random.
Random rolls 56.
What would that land us?
Right,
No,
in technological overdrive.
Oh, okay. No, it's for 45.
45 gets us another sprawling cyberspace.
Okay.
Interesting.
The Undercity. Yeah. See where this goes. 43.
43, online crime. Huzzah.
Well, there we go. Keep rolling threes. 3.
3.
What is harnessing?
3's a bit rubbish on that one. Harnessing is popular and accessible. Everyone is a petty hacker.
I could roll it again. Got 5 that time.
The local domain is lawless. Cyber gangs abduct minds for ransom. Yeah, we'll have that one.
Fair enough.
Not bad that we've got to the last few before we've had to fudge a single dice roll just to get something cooler. All right, Rob, we got 3 to go.
Sure. What are my options, Bob?
You can either roll or you could pick technological overdrive.
What are my zones?
Yeah.
We've got the university, the industrial district, and the shopping district.
I'll go shopping, please.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you'd like me to pick for the first 2 dice?
No, you can roll.
Okay, I'm not
Wanna
going to roll because I'm not looking at the page. I'm just going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does that
What?
work?
I don't understand.
So the first 2 is 1, 2.
Oh, okay, that's Cities in Ruin. No,
Oh,
that
we've
doesn't
done
work.
that one.
Yeah,
No,
we've done that one.
Okay, I'm going to roll the dice then, seeing as it's not.
Yeah.
1, 6.
1, 6. That's gangs, cultures, countercultures. That's what we like to see.
Shopping.
Excellent for shopping.
And then 4, 6.
4, 6.
Fashion is identity.
Fashion is identity.
Lovely.
It's the Harajuku district in Tokyo.
And then 2.
Yay. Perfect.
What's 2?
2 is super designers are currently obsessed with this district's unique wear.
Yeah.
Flares.
It is the Zoolander district. All right, so we've only got 2 left. It's the university and the industrial district. So I'm going to call technological overdrive on the industrial district.
Yeah.
I like it.
And Aaron, roll me 2 dice.
61.
Oh, 61, technological breakthrough.
Maybe
Alden,
this
roll
is
me
where the
1
new
dice.
nanite technology is coming from.
Yeah,
Well, me.
yeah, 1 dice, just 1
One
dice.
does. 1 does. 4.
A local corporation is experimenting with wormholes for transportation.
That's
not
not
good.
going to go
Nah.
wrong.
Now let's take that down to a 3 then. A powerful artificial intelligence is contained in a facility here.
That's
Wormholes are cool and all, but let's keep it in the city.
Uh-huh.
All right, so we got the university district as the last one left.
Mythos.
Mythos. Yeah.
Mythology weaponized.
Rob, roll me 2 dice.
Thanks, Sarah. 64.
64. Theurgists needed.
Who are you going to
Interesting.
call?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Aaron, give me 1 dice.
5.
A criminal group is led by a charismatic do-gooder, e.g. Robin Hood.
My captain, my captain.
All
I
right,
don't
so
know
we've
what
got something for every district.
Yeah.
Havisham Heights is a tech noir, socially isolated, dead cyberspace where the rich are terrified of hackers stealing their stuff. The business district is riddled with oligarch corruption. There's a war for power, and the whole place is a corporate battlefield. Doesn't have to be a physical battlefield, but could sometimes blossom into it. Blandsville has become a transhuman failure in that there's so much noise, people have abandoned familial ties for their corporate connections. The old town has a specific recent influx of a certain culture of isolationist settlers that might be the Belgians. The raceway is part of the ruined city full of rampant pollution, dump sites, and trash from burned out racers who have not won. University has weaponized mythology. There's a need for theurgists, and generally in the area there is a charismatic criminal do-gooder who's resolving problems but also causing others. In the maze, we have a tech noir brutal reality where many people have turned to crime because there's very little else in the district that can keep them going. The industrial district has experienced technological overdrive, a technological breakthrough, and there is a powerful AI contained in a facility there. The new Reno district has a sprawling cyberspace with showbiz, glitzy AR entertainments, games, and ads. I'm going to stop calling it both of those things. Do we want to call it the Zocalo or the Souk?
Zocalo.
Zocalo it is. The Zocalo district has a fashion-based cultural identity with ever-changing super designers vying to come up with more and more outlandish fashion statements. The necropolis has weaponized mythology. There is a source somewhere in the necropolis that is driving people to steal and bring treasures to it. And the Undercity has a sprawling cyberspace presence riddled with online crime. The whole place is lawless, and going there can sometimes you can find your mind being abducted and your body being used as a meat puppet. Nice.
Very nice.
But also not nice because horrifying dystopia.
I mean, yeah.
All right, so that's our city and our group and our players. We're going to be looking at the kind of ways that the two of those things interact, the city plus dangerous fringe criminal element. We got a lot of stuff to go on with. Alden, if you had to pick a thing that we've pulled from our what's going on in town, where would you land up most interestedly?
Now you're asking. Well, I think we kind of have to start in the new Reno.
The new Reno bit
Yeah,
with the glitzy AR stuff.
with the glitzy AR stuff and the Coliseum and the racetracks and the Coliseum.
Rob, I'm guessing the
Cool.
necropolis is probably of a little bit of interest to you.
It's all about the necropolis, Virginia.
And Aaron?
Probably the Undercity.
Mm-hmm.
He sees a challenge in this online
Hard mode.
cyberspace criminal organization. Yeah,
Hard mode.
exactly.
You must be at least level 45 to access the Undercity. All right, so I will plug together some kind of combo effort between those three locales. There is going to be a gaming element. There is also going to be a death element. We know that Rob has a rival cult, so a death cult in the Necropolis, who are also game players, entirely works.
I mean, they think they're rivals.
Soon they'll just be mangled bodies.
One weakness.
Can't resist a mangled body. Not dead yet.
Yes, you are.
But I'm in a lot of pain down here.
Get on the card.
Okay, so we've got our basics then. We know where we're going from there. Loadout. That's the one thing I did forget to mention, our loadout tags.
Yes.
Yeah.
Loadout is the fun stuff that we want to take with us when we go for a rumble. Before you set out on a job, you pick your gear. Loadout tags. They'll start off as burnt. And then before the job, you recover them, you spend some power, you get new loadout tags that you can reuse. Loading up means that you get power to spend on tags. Now, power is spent 1 for 1. A tag can be applied to a piece of gear or can be a whole new piece of gear for itself. You can either choose specific items or you can have a wild card loadout, which means you've got stuff and you'll pick it when you need it. Downside to the freedom of wildcard tags is that they cost twice as much.
Makes sense.
So you gain 1 power to spend on load tags from the loadout theme. That can be increased with upgrades. So you're going to be starting off with only 1 anyway, unless somebody wants to forego theirs and let someone else have a wild card. I know all PCs start with 3 loadout tags. Ignore me. I knew there was 3. Why was I saying there wasn't?
Don't know.
So is this the 3 things under my theme kit?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
So, and then
this is a separate theme kit, if you like, the loadout.
Just stuff.
So you might have the loadout tag assault rifle, as long as it's appropriate for one of your existing tags. So for you, probably not.
No.
But you could have like a field medic kit or a genetic sampling or genetic forensics kit or something like that.
Oh, nice. And what page are these on, Ben? Are they on a page?
Tags start on about 115.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But you can spend multiple tags. Well, yeah, that's when they tell you about tags, to be
Street
fair.
Kit 252.
252 is where you actually get the stuff itself.
I'll look at the stuff.
Like so, Bernardovich has where's it gone now? Down on 264. Has chosen the biometric masking formal wear. Bernardovich has a fetching top hat. It's perfect for formal occasions. Maybe also tie if very formal.
Giant Russian man wearing a gleaming bear-shaped exoskeleton and a fetching top hat.
And tie.
And tie.
Also, yes.
Cravat.
Laced with technology to prevent from being identified in scans. No one will know.
I mean, you know that interferes with cyberware, right?
No.
You can't put the bear head up when
I have hat on.
you've got the top hat on.
But no, because crush hat, and that's very bad. Have to find cloakroom.
So yeah, there is a metric butt ton of pre-existing kit that you could choose from, or you can invent your own kit by applying tags to stuff. So for instance, if you wanted a corporate ID, that's a thing. You can pick some tags. It comes with the weakness that full authentication also requires a PIN, so you can only get so far with it. I'm a little
One
bit
thing I'm
worried about smart car service because, you know, I've played Cyberpunk 2077. I don't trust those.
You don't need that with the nondescript
You've got a
sedan.
nondescript sedan, exactly.
Yeah. I'd also, because I did promise Aaron I was going to go a little bit Sally Shears. I was going to take the multispectral lenses.
Yeah, yep.
It's kind of
That's fair.
silvered inset eyes.
So yeah, if you want specific items, you can rattle on through the list, pick fun toys to take. They start off burnt, and then you can unburn them using power at the start of a job run mission thing.
Now, one thing I took is one of my potential loadout tags is the new phase kicker console, and I'm just taking the one tag from it, cybersecurity console. And the weakness is not designed for harnessing. So I wouldn't be able to use it if I harnessed everybody together.
That's fair.
I am a little confused. So I've got these 3 things under my Egyptian Lector Priest theme kit. Are you saying
What are the 3 things?
So a reanimated mummified hand,
Right.
obviously, a ritual dagger with the weakness conspicuous.
Oh, yes.
This little old thing. And something called a personal memento.
Right. Yeah. So those would be tags. Those would be items. You can take them from that, or you can sub them out for other items if you prefer.
Okay, thank you.
So if you don't need the mummified hand, or you don't want the mummified hand,
But it's an animated mummified hand.
I mean,
It's-
who
it's
doesn't
a
want
thing.
thing?
Yes. Okay. So those are sort of my staples, but if I wanted to chop one out,
Yeah, you could bin one off for another and take something else. So
and is that on a mission by mission basis?
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So there's no hard and fast.
yeah. I mean, you could have the hand
inventory.
and just leave it at home. Like, yes,
Yeah.
okay, I've got a mummified hand. I'm just not bringing it with me this time.
And you can collect new loadout tags during a mission.
Okay.
You can buy them, but when you actually go to start the mission, you only can select the number of tags you have based on your power roll before your loadout.
And that's rolled. Okay, fabulous. Thank you.
And the other 2 I took are going to be from the Mercury Adaptive Armor, and it's going to be Adaptive Armor and Adaptive Camouflage Upgrade.
Bernardovich would also like to take camouflage suit.
We're under your bear exoskeleton.
Maybe is bear exoskeleton.
What bear? I don't see a bear.
I suppose, in fairness, yeah, it could be
an AR overlay that you put
Yeah.
onto your exoskeleton
that you don't always have to use, but that you can use in that mission if you want to. If you decide not to, you deactivate it so that you can take something else.
Yes.
Does anybody have any guns?
No, a big sword.
Okay.
Large.
Very large sword.
one of my nanite
Oh, your
tags
nanites can
is
make guns.
create weapons. So yeah, just guns, swords, monofilament whips.
Always has his mother.
I mean, I don't want to look. I don't. I don't want to get into any trouble or anything.
I love the Matrix angle on the guns. Like, where are those guns coming from? Well, I have nanite assemblers built into my arms.
Yes.
So many guns.
I did a Matrix gun thing in World of Darkness game I was playing, an Ananasi were spider with a fetish item that was a gun harness. You rolled the gnosis
cool.
on the item to pull guns off of it. Difficulty based on size of gun. So you could just keep pulling small guns out of it quite easily. But if you wanted to reach over your shoulder and pull out a bazooka, that was going to be a lot harder.
That's a fun concept. I've forgotten all about were spiders. That's a
Never
blast
forget
from
the
the
were
past.
spiders. I know, right? You're not allowed near them, obviously.
No.
So I'd be more likely to sort of have is this true? Would I be more likely to have access to things, sort of source touched items, than other type of items? Or
When it comes
no?
to, it's a little bit woolly on the what you can have idea, but it does very much tie into what your theme books are.
Yeah, okay.
So if you've got something that would be appropriate for your theme book to have, yeah, that's fine.
Mhm.
So none of yours really suit assault rifle,
No,
but
of
you could
course.
argue for mythos-based stuff that's connected in with corpse animation. You could argue for healing super tech based on the noise thing that you've
Mhm.
got.
But
And you could also argue for like weird cult shit based on your
weird
cult
cult
stuff.
Weird cult stuff.
explosive prayer beads look a lot of fun.
When in doubt, blow them all to hell.
Yeah.
I've lost count. Ah.
Start again.
3 shall ye count, and no more.
Not 4. 5 is right out.
Oh.
I like it.
Weakness of indiscriminate damage. Yep, there we go. Perfect.
Just what we
So-
want to hear.
So you will, sorry, I'm belaboring a point here, but you'll say we're going to do this thing and we'll get a rough idea out of it about what the thing would entail.
Yeah.
And then we'd pick our stuff.
So given that you've got your backer AGI sat behind you, and we've said so far that we want to look at New Reno, the Necropolis, and the Undercity, we're looking at either an adventure that interweaves those 3 things or 3 small runs that go to each of them, looking at one part of it. If it's one big themed adventure where it's like, well, we're starting in the Colosseum, then we're going to the Undercity, which leads us to the Necropolis, you'll keep the same loadout throughout.
Understood.
And it will depend on what your AGI is like. I want you to go and do this thing. Find out about who's cheating at the game in the Undercity. Follow them
Gotcha.
from the Colosseum. Oh, look, they are attached in some way to Dr. Zimian's rival cult who are operating out of the Necropolis,
Oh,
as a for instance.
Kind of
Alastar.
thing.
I can't wait.
But we will probably wrap there because we've got all the base level
Mhm.
stuff. We know what we're doing. Now I have to weave it together into a consistent narrative.
Inconsistent narrative's fine
I
as
mean, that
well.
works too. Yeah. I mean, the bit that I've just said there,
We're going to do that, aren't we?
Yeah, it did
yeah,
sound a lot
the
like we're
AR
gonna do
game
that.
cheats
Yeah.
tangled up in the
It does kind of
Undercity.
flow really well.
Yeah.
Sometimes that first idea is the right one.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So that's going to be what we're looking at. Some kind of AGI game cheat, Necropolis, Undercity, Brain Thief, fun times, shenanigans.
Yeah.
Bring on the shenanigans.
Woo!
Lovely shenanigans.
Yeah, I don't know whether Pete's around or not to come and switch us off, or if he's running back and forth and trying to sort stuff out. So I guess here's a song from Alden.
No.
We could do some like a jazz improv, like we were practicing before we came on.
We were actually talking about jazz before we started.
No scat this evening.
Dooby-doo-ba. Peter, save us all.
See, nobody wants that.
No, nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that.
I've just got this vision in my head of the 3 of us walking down some neon lit street, Dr.
Scat
Zimian
jazz.
with his zombie mother behind him, haranguing him.
Her ghost is haranguing me.
Yeah, her ghost.
The zombie's totally chill. It's the
Yeah.
ghost that hassles him. Nobody else has to put up with that.
7 foot tall,
Rats all down his back.
harnessed bear, exoskeleton with a giant sword, and just this guy, an AR, just strolling along, looking fairly normal.
Until you look at his tattoos.
Apart from the arms, yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
until the tattoos start to.
As long as you're doing well, the tattoos say nice things about you.
Well, as long as I'm doing what the AI wants, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
other, and then it gets crazy.
You can
Kinda
tell
like
if the
the whole-
AI is pissed off if his arms start saying loser.
Yeah, loser or
Just a series of targets.
just giant
Here.
dick pics up and down the arm. It's like, oh, you bastard.
Like being drunk around your friends and being the first one to pass out. You wake up with dick pics drawn on you. Yeah.
Or you're in a hardcore biker bar kind of situation, and you pissed your AI off, and all of your tattoos turn to pink unicorns and fairies. Like, oh,
Find you in just the right kind of bar.
yeah. That's
Hey.
true.
I love pretty unicorns too.
Do you know the song?
Because the AGI is then downloading it into your head. You do know the song. You know you do.
It's like, you bastard. Karaoke starts going off. I'm looking forward to seeing how this really actually plays too. I've with it's assembling your tags for your action, and
We've
how
had some
you
nice
work.
practice doing City of Mist.
Yeah.
And I think Son of Oak have had a bit of a chance to sort of tighten some of the nuts and bolts
Oh.
in the system as well with this.
I really hope that they come out with a conversion book for City of Mist that modernizes City of Mist into, this
And
place
not
out.
a bloody second edition.
Yeah, no. Just
Please
like,
stop doing
like an
that,
action
games
grimoire
producers.
for City of Mist would be
Yeah.
like all they would need, just to, strip out all the moves and just make it tighter. I
love
like
your
this,
game producers, but I've already got one full bookshelf.
Yeah.
I can't afford second edition, everyone. Fifth edition, looking at you here, Vampire.
That's the one I haven't played Vampire yet, 5th edition. I played Hunter 5th edition and Werewolf 5th edition and enjoyed both of them quite a bit, but haven't done Vampire yet.
At the minute, I'm doing an ancient history, Dark Age, pre-Dark Ages vampire game. That's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. The old Dark Ages stuff.
We're currently in France in the year 800, which is impressive because we started in Spain in about 200 BC.
Oh, wow. A 1,000-year stretch. It's good.
It's not bad going. All right. So we will be back next week with more Otherscapey goodness, this time with an actual plot. Right now,
Huzzah.
That's
right
what
now
he
we've got-
says now.
well, we'll have a plot. Whether it survives its first encounter with Bear with a Sword and Zombie Mum is
You
a
will
different
have
story.
plot. We will do what we do.
The
Please
carnage.
feel free to make many notes.
you've met me, right? Many notes is like lady bag of rats 1 GP question mark.
I love it.
In the meantime, anything happening North American side of things?
Well, if you want to check in on the adventures in lollygagging this evening for anybody out here in the Western Hemisphere, or as I like to call it, US Hell, you can check us out at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be continuing with some Swords of the Serpentine, starting a new adventure arc with that. And then on Friday, also at the same time, you can actually watch me in the GM seat as I continue our Dragonbane adventure.
Combat duck, combat duck. Everyone needs a combat duck.
I wish, like, nobody is playing a mallard in my game.
No,
Yeah,
you gotta have a
no.
combat duck.
Did you not
That's-
explain to them how the game works?
But we've got a frog. We got a lizard person. We've
Okay,
got
that's not so bad then.
we don't have no humans, no dwarfs, no elves.
No,
We've got a
they're
Karkion,
boring.
we've got a cat folk. So yeah,
You need-
they're
you
a
need
they're a
to-
motley crew.
You need a full metal duck, though.
I know. I thought
I don't know.
was-
I like the rogue duck over the full metal
No,
duck.
full metal duck.
Full metal cat, rogue duck. Anyway, that's been us. We are Chaos Gremlins.
Mm.
Is there anything happening UK side of things? Is Pete doing a game on Tuesday? He's shaking his head. No. There's something coming up though. I think there's big stuff in the works, and I know Pete has been beavering away on the wonderful world of, is it Trideca these days with the D13?
I think that was just for one day only.
Oh.
Oh, you finally got it.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody. We will see you next time on Garblag Games for Otherscape Cyberpunk Shenanigans.
Night.
Ciao, Bella.